All right, we have spinny bits, foldy bits, we have brass, and we have a dial. Steampunk status confirmed. Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to another video on ForgottenWeapons.com. I'm Ian McCullum, and I'm here today at the Rock Island Auction Company taking a look at one of William Marston's three-barreled, totally steampunk little derringers. Now, quick bit of backstory. William was born in 1822 in the UK. His father, Stanhope, was a gunsmith, and they moved as a family to the United States in the 1830s. Stanhope went to work in his trade, and when he came of age, William also got into the family business. William was actually naturalized as a U.S. citizen in 1843, and in 1844 he went to work in his father's gun shop. He would eventually strike out on his own, create his own company, and would be building guns pretty much right up until the year he died in 1872. So, Marston produced a wide variety of guns, many of them being small pocket self-defense type things. This is one of the really interesting ones. So let's take a closer look. So these were made in both 22 rimfire and 32 rimfire. This is a 32 caliber example. They have a stack of 3 superposed barrels right there. The whole frame is hinged. We'll open it up in just a moment. Single action, a sheath style trigger, no trigger guard, very much a little pocket gun. And we'll come back to this in a moment, but we have a cool barrel indicator dial here. Take a quick look at the markings. We have William W. Marston. This was patented in 1857, New York City, and then improved 1864. Now, he would continue to make this 1864 version right up until his death in 1872. And what makes it improved is, I believe, the addition of this triple extractor on the side of the gun. So there was an earlier version made in 1858, I believe they went into production, that did not have an extractor. So definitely aids in reloading this thing. Now they made a variety of styles. This is a 3-inch barreled version. There was also 4-inch. Like I said, 22 and 32. A lot of the 22s actually had a sliding little knife blade on the side of the barrels as well. You could get that on the 32, although most don't. And occasionally you'll find these very nicely engraved. So what you're really interested in, I know, is this thing. Let's start by opening it up. To do that, actually, let me show you that. You've got the top strap here, which pivots on a central screw. So you rotate that 90 degrees, and then this whole thing just opens up. You can see we've got our little sheet metal extractor here with 3 claws that will snap over the rims of your 3 cartridges. These are rifled barrels. And yeah, you just open that up, drop your 3 cartridges in, close it. So it's going to be a little bit tricky. There's a little bit of spring tension just here from the extractor. I imagine if you had cartridges in there, you'd kind of have a little bit of, have to give it a little oomph there to snap those extractors over the cartridges. And then you rotate this closed to lock it up. And then now we can look at this dial. So right now the dial is at 0. When I cock the thing, it switches to 1. That tells me it's going to fire the bottom barrel. I can do that, and when I cock it again, it switches to 2. That's going to fire the middle barrel. And by the way, we can see the firing pin. There's the tip of it right there. I fire, boom, that fires the middle barrel. And then one more time, and I can fire, oops, the top barrel. You can see the firing pins now up there. Now I have to open the thing up, pop the empty cartridges out, and then I have to reset this back to 0, which is a little tricky. I'm going to give just a little bit of pull on the hammer, just a little bit, and then we can turn the dial manually back to 0, reload the thing, and there we go. Then we're ready to fire again. That's cool, of course, but obviously you want to see how the steampunk magic actually works inside there. So go ahead and pull the side plate off. Ready for the big reveal, and presto! Gears and pointy bits and stuff. How cool is that? All right, so what we have here is hammer, mainspring obviously goes down into the grip, and then the firing pin is actually this pointy deal right here, which I can just lift out. That is the firing pin. And the hammer simply hits it and slides it back and forth. Now it's sitting in this crescent-shaped deal. If we drop the hammer there, this actually rotates, and that is connected to this dial. So when I turn the dial, I'm rotating that piece. That is how the indicator works. It's whatever cartridge the firing pin here is actually physically pointing at. There we go. So the way that this works in practice is that you have to start with this down at the bottom. And when you cock the hammer, this acts as a little finger that's going to index this piece so that it's pointing properly at the barrel. And then you have a sear right down there next to the trigger. So when I pull the trigger, you can see that moving, it releases this. The firing pin, the hammer is going to hit the firing pin and fire that round. Now you can see that our finger here is lined up with the second notch in that. So when I cock it the next time, oops, I need to have my finger off the trigger there. When you cock it the next time, it lifts this firing pin up to the middle barrel, and you can see here it's now on number 2. Fire it again, and it, whoop, there we go. So this normally is held in place by this little spring putting tension on the side plate, which it isn't doing because I have the side plate off. So let's see. There we go. That's where that ought to be. Then for our third time, now the finger lifts this up to the third position, and again, that's supposed to stay up there, and it fires like that. I'm just going to go help it along because it's supposed to, like I said, have the side plate on it to help keep this in position. So there is the inside of William Marston's little 3-shot Derringer. Pretty cool, clever little mechanism there. Actually relatively simple, relatively reliable as far as I can tell. The sights on this are tiny. The front sight's not bad, but the rear sight is this minuscule little notch there that, yeah, I can barely even give you a sight picture here on camera. This is not exactly an aiming sort of gun. This is more a point and shoot sort of thing. The 1864 improved version of this was really the more popular of the two. So production began in 1858, but was fairly slow until this edition. From 1864 until 1872, there were a total of about 3,300 of these made, which isn't too bad for what it is. And if I open this up, you can see a serial number on the barrel cluster here. This is number 2700 and, I believe, 12. Well, there's always been an interest in trying to cram a little more firepower into a little pocket firearm. And of course, 150 years ago, semi-automatic wasn't really an option yet, although it was coming shortly on the heels of these. So at the time, your option were revolvers or multiple barrels. And I think it's always interesting to look at the different iterations of multiple barrel concealable firearms that people were inventing and selling back in the day. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video as well. If you'd like more information on Rock Island, take a look in the description text. You'll find a link to their YouTube channel and a link to their Instagram feed, both down there. Thanks for watching.